when you say that?
Was never going anywhere. It is not going anywhere, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be right here in India. Nissan is taking the Magnite now to 65 plus countries.
Oh, wow.
At one point in time, I remember power windows were an aspirational feature. Right?
Correct, correct. And my last question is, why is the petrol coming?
Oh.
Hello and welcome to Turbo Talks, our podcast for all of you. We'll talk about some positives, some negatives, and tell you about the behind the scenes of what's happening inside a company. Some questions will be nice and easy, free-flowing, and some of them might be a little tough. Some might be spiced up, and some of them will be sweet. Today we've got a special guest with us. All of you recognize him. Of course, he's the big boss at Nissan India. And today we're here to ask him a lot of questions. First up, Saurabh, you've been around for a long, long time. Just give us a brief about your journey, how's it been, and how has the Indian automotive landscape, changed over the last couple of decades that you've been around?
Well, I've been in the auto industry for almost 3 decades now. And,
okay. I've known you for 2 now, because I've been there for 2.
And the industry has really evolved a lot in 3 decades. From being a large, small hatch market to today almost at between 4 and 5 million units. The hatchback segments have started shrinking. Everything in the market is now turning to SUV.
Okay.
At any price point, people want a SUV in terms of body style. A lot has transformed in terms of the architecture of the industry, the fuel types. From being a market which was practically without any emission standards to now one of the tightest in the world at BS 6.2. A very large focus on safety, which was not spoken of 3 decades ago.
Correct.
Just by the virtue of being in a car, you were assumed to be safe versus being on a two-wheeler or on the street. And even the evolution of consumers in terms of what they are seeking from a vehicle has changed significantly.
Expectations, you mean?
Expectations, of course, have gone up. The consumers want a lot more from their cars.
Okay.
Connectivity was never spoken of 3 decades ago.
Okay.
And today, it's one of the first things people want to understand, how to pair their phones with the cars and how do the cars talk back. And traffic situation on the road has changed. The road and highway network in the country has significantly been upgraded over 3 decades. Speeds have evolved in terms of speeds at which we travel. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. And I think this is one industry which slowly and steadily has been evolving and changing with the times and keeping up with the trends, not just locally but also globally.
Okay.
And 3 decades ago, we used to say that one day cars will be running on electrics, and today we have cars which are on electrics and hybrids and alternative propulsion systems.
Correct.
A lot has changed.
Now, I'll just pick up one of the points that you raised over there. Small cars were a big business about even 20 years back, 15 years back. Last decade, it's been all about SUVs, compact SUVs. You've also got a big compact SUV over there, which is selling very well, very good numbers. Do you think that hatchbacks will make a comeback, or maybe affordable cars will make a comeback? And why has the bias sentiment shifted so strongly in favor of SUVs? What are the few reasons you think that people are favoring those SUVs? Because there are lots of good sedans also out there, but even they have completely collapsed. The sales have gone down. So do you see that there will be any kind of revival?
I think the consumer is the king.
Okay.
And it's not that India has not seen options for consumers. India has seen a lot of variety and a lot of options for consumers from OEMs across different segments, whether it was hatchback, sedans, small sedans, large sedans, SUVs. A lot of options have been seen by the consumer. If you see, I think it's been propelled by a couple of things in the industry. One, the sub 4 segment, sub 4 meter segment is unique to India. It doesn't exist anywhere else.
Correct.
Which has kind of focused all OEMs towards making cars which are India specific in terms of their length, in terms of their engine sizes. So to that extent, I think the size criteria has been defined. 55-60% of the market. And SUV as a body style. And a lot of consumers at one point in time were exposed to large SUVs.
Yes, correct.
And the idea of sitting tall, having a clear view of the roads given the road conditions. SUVs were always supposed to be able to tackle bad roads far better than hatches or small sedans. So there was always an aspiration towards the SUV body style. And I think the companies have made it more affordable for the SUV body style today to have a consumer have it in his garage or portico.
Okay.
And that's really fueled the desire to own one.
Okay.
And that also obviously comes in at the cost of the hatches because the price bands are pretty similar. So when I say consumer is the king, the consumer decides I want this or that within a price band. And within the price band, it's very obvious consumers are choosing SUVs today.
Okay. Also, do you think is it because of the fact that the flagship SUV that most manufacturers now sell, they have all the features which smaller cars or the affordable cars are missing out on? So as you said, the customer now talks about connectivity, about things like the infotainment systems. They want a big panoramic sunroof. So is that also something which is connected with the big SUV?
Well, it's not just big SUVs. People are buying SUVs in every segment today.
Correct.
And sub 4 meter B SUVs. In fact, some of the entry level SUVs are fairly small today, but they have
Correct.
a SUV body style.
Correct.
Purely there is a aspiration for the SUV body style. And then, of course, people look at different segments and sizes, and as you evolve in segments and sizes, and I keep saying, I mean, if you look at it in 3 decades, the amount of content today that goes into a car as a feature or a convenience or pure content in the car, it's significantly gone up. At one point in time, I remember power windows were an aspirational feature, right?
Correct,
I mean,
correct.
But today, even sunroofs are getting to be given in a car.
Correct.
And which is where I think it's also, there's a flip side to it, is that consumer today is paying for a lot of content which he or she doesn't use or consume.
Correct.
It's like phones. We buy smartphones, but at the end of the day, a lot of people use only a certain set of features on that smartphone.
Correct.
The rest of it is never explored. It's same on vehicles today. There's so much content on the vehicles, and consumers only use part of it for their everyday drive. But
Okay.
yes, what is influencing is that people are spending more time in their cars.
Okay.
So therefore, they want better connectivity. They want more features as per each consumer's independent wish and desire. But yes, that's fueling a lot of content in the cars.
Okay. Now, coming back to Nissan specifically, you've got big plans over the next couple of years. Just tell us briefly about those plans and what cars you're planning to launch, what segments you're planning to launch them in, because you also have plans for the EV. You're planning to launch that as well. So just give us a brief. What is coming first? What is coming later? Just give us a brief to our viewers.
Sure. So I think this is good time at Nissan. We're going from one segment to 4 in a very short period of time. Starting February next year in 2026, the B MPV is going to be in the market. It's a fresh new car from Nissan. And in the middle of the next calendar year, which is 26 June, July timeframe, we're looking at the CSUV 5-seater, and early in 27, in the first quarter itself, we're looking at the CSUV 7-seater. So we transition from one segment today, which is one mainstream B SUV segment where we play with. We're going to be in 4 mainstream categories or segments, so to say, with. And each one of them has got some commendable competition there. Nissan's getting ready to bring a lot of excitement for you, and I'm sure it's exciting for the consumer, and it's exciting for us as well, because starting February, within almost about 12 to 13 months, we're going to be introducing 3 new cars, one every 6 months. So it's going to be a very exciting phase in Nissan's immediate future.
So all the rumors and all those negative stories online which are coming up, Nissan is planning to leave and this and that, I think most of them have been negated when you say that.
was never going anywhere. It is not going anywhere, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be right here in India. On the contrary, like I just said, the programs are absolutely confirmed. They are on track. You're already beginning to see cars with camouflage on test.
Correct.
We've done dealer conference in July where we've shown the first pre-production vehicles to our dealer partners. So the rumor mongers can keep talking what they want to. We are progressing on our plans and we are on track.
Now, my next question is, you've been around now in the company for about more than 18 months, I think.
Yeah.
What are the big changes that you've seen inside the company, also within the industry, and also the big opportunities and the challenges that you face within the industry and within Nissan?
Well, that's a lot of questions in that one question. It's a very loaded one. I've been with Nissan for a little more than 18 months. Fairly exciting time because as soon as I've come in, the first project that I worked on was, of course, the Magnite facelift, which we brought out in October 24. The big challenge that we had with the Magnite facelift was that we were also introducing the left-hand drive, which was a fresh new car. And that was not a facelift, that was a fresh new car. And we were tasked to take it to 45 new countries. And I'm extremely pleased to share with you that under the One Car, One World philosophy, Nissan is taking the Magnite now to 65 plus countries.
Oh, wow.
We've secured GNCAP 5 stars on the vehicle, which is another big one. We are now E20 compliant, another big one. We are a full range SUV now with the naturally aspirated turbo, AMT, manual transmission, CVT, E20 compliant, CNG kit available on the car. I think a lot of ground has been covered. And on top of that, we've relaunched our CBU business with the X-Trail. And in times to come, you will see more exciting products coming in from Nissan. Which we are considering, actively considering at the moment. You will hear more and in due course of time. And of course, you can imagine.
The petrol is coming most probably, that's what you wanted to say.
Well, I didn't say anything, but yes, exciting stuff is coming in. And on top of that, we are also working on bringing alive these 3 new models in a very short span of time. So you can imagine, it's not just sustaining the business with the Magnite. Of course, Magnite's done a brilliant job over the last 5 years, giving us confidence to stay in India and expand. However, it's a lot of groundwork which is happening right now to get ready for the future. So 18 months have, in my opinion, gone like a flash. Because it's a short time with all these things which are happening in the background.
Correct. Talking about the Magnite specifically, I mean, the facelift came last and it's a much improved car from before. But are there any more engine options you're looking at? Anything else you're looking at? A bigger engine maybe? Because a lot of people say that, it's a very good chassis. It's a very well balanced chassis. The ride is superb. But sometimes people say that maybe, thoda sa power aur hota to maza aata. So is that also something that you're working on or maybe thinking about and talking to your headquarters?
I think the one new thing that we've done in Nissan in the last 18 months is that we will say what we do and we will do what we say. We will tell you things only when we are ready to tell you. A lot of interesting work is going on in the background. And I'm not ready yet to share it with all of you, but at the right time we will share. But Magnite's a beautiful, brilliant vehicle. And it's getting accepted in its current shape and avatar in over 65 countries. And we have a lot of demand ramping up for this vehicle in new markets. Of course, in India, it continues to do about 2,000 units right now in its 5th year, which is commendable in itself. But what's really important is that Magnite is here in the portfolio, it's not going. And this is important because as the new cars come in, Magnite will continue to hold the foundational base and the pillar in the portfolio for Nissan.
Now, also talking about the recent news, I mean, the GST thing has happened, the cost cutting has happened, and there are also some discounts on cars right now. So what do you expect from this in the next few months? Do you see sales really picking up, and do you think it will be consistent, or do you see after the festive season it might just come down a bit?
I think, Ashish, there are multiple things which are happening at the moment. First thing is, of course, a very welcome move by the government to rationalize the GST. The industry had been asking for it for a long time, so very welcome. The smaller cars really have benefited from that in terms of consumers really taking home the benefit. And everybody in the industry has passed on the full benefit to the consumer. Now, in times to come, there are two things. One, if you see the first half of this year has been fairly flat as far as the automotive industry is concerned. Quarter one saw a very interesting phenomena that the B SUV for the first time in 5 years for a monthly number came from 120 to about 100,000 units.
Correct.
First time in 5 years. And which is where I think the GST reduction rationalization is definitely going to help the consumer on one side, and second, the industry on the other side. Along with this, what you see now is an interesting phenomena in the market. Some of the OEMs who are in A segment, they have repriced their cars also along with GST rationalization. So it's also an effort being put in by some of the OEMs in terms of broad basing the A segment, which had kind of almost become very small. So to broad base that segment, you can see some price rationalization also happening there. This is interesting because when you look at discounts come in post your ex-showroom. But if you rationalize it in price in the A category, it comes in with all the benefits, multiplier benefits of GST, road tax, insurance on it.
Correct.
So you can clearly see that a lot of changes happening at the entry level. Now at the entry level when it happens, and in the past also whenever we've had any excise duty changes and such changes in the past, you do see an interaction between two-wheeler business, entry-level cars, and used car market. These are the three parts of the triangle in terms of what really gets affected when you do this. And clearly with this, one, of course, the pent-up demand which was there because Prime Minister Saab had announced it on 15th of August, so obviously everything was put on hold by consumers, rightly so, because it's a big benefit. So the pent-up demand, of course, is going to get cleared up. But also, I would say the expectation in the industry is that in times to come, this is going to give a boost to car sales, especially the ones where there is significant change on GST.
Now coming back to Nissan, you're planning a lot of new launches in the next couple of years, 3 big launches. How are you coming up with the servicing angle of it? Because I think servicing also has been a big part. And on the whole, I think the customers are happy and satisfied. So are you making any changes over there? Are you planning some extended warranties? What's the plan with the service backup?
So interesting question, Ashish. I mean, if you see it, we've already just very recently announced a 10-year warranty on the Magnite. A 10-year warranty on the Magnite doesn't come without the groundwork that we've done. That means a lot of work has been done on R&D, engineering, testing, validation, and the belief in the product. Now this is foundational. And because it is foundational, what I mean is that this is going to carry forward. So till now we have been fairly, I would say, calculated in terms of where and when we want to expand the network, because we were a one-car portfolio. The CBU was there, but that sells primarily in the key cities. But with that one-car portfolio, we wanted to make sure that the dealers remain viable and sustainable. Therefore, we've not had mega expansion of the network till now. Last financial year, March, we closed with 160 sales outlets and 127 workshops. This year, we are planning to go up to 180, 185 showrooms. And similar expansion in workshops, so it will be about 145 workshops. In times to come, that means in the next financial year, we are planning to go up to about 250 sales outlets and a significant number of workshops also going up. Now this is because we go from one segment to 4. Today, you know, consumers don't want to travel too far for either buying a car or for servicing it. Therefore, we are reaching out to the consumers now. It's going to be more viable for dealer partners to expand and be in new cities. Therefore, it's time now for Nissan to, one, become more visible in larger cities. So you will see our visibility presence will go up in larger cities. And two, we will be reaching out to cities where we were earlier not there. Because now we have a wider portfolio. it's more viable for dealerships in those locations to be with Nissan.
Okay.
And one has to be fair to the network partners as well. So what we've decided is that our existing network partners, we have about 85, 90 partners, they will have the first right of refusal of expansion.
Okay.
And once we have clarity on who's expanding where, we get new partners. Idea is have less partners, more business to the existing partners or those who join us. And therefore, in a larger territory, they are able to get more volume to sustain their businesses and make profits.
Okay. And one of my last few questions now, the Magnite, you've already had some special editions launched. Are you also planning to have some personalization options at the dealership level? Because you have some accessory kits which you sell, but are there plans for something else? Or because some of your competition does that, they have kits and things which they give at the dealership and they add excitement. They also bring a lot of, I think the volume also goes up because the money is also coming from there. So is that a thing that you're planning to do?
So if you look at Magnite, it's had its very strong share of animations. Last year we had 3 of them. This year we've changed one new color completely and we've got a Kuro edition back.
Correct.
Kuro was very popular. So Kuro was brought back on popular demand, I would say.
Okay.
Kuro means black in Japanese.
Black in Japanese, yeah.
And it's an all black edition. So when we changed the face of the car and all the features inside, we had to go back and change all the parts to black.
Okay,
so the
correct.
chrome had to go to
Correct.
piano black. We had to bring in fresh new finishes on the black. So it wasn't just a lipstick and nail polish job on the Kuro.
Correct.
Kuro is a back to ground up work that we've done. Kuro is coming with 999 units.
Okay.
Black, as you know, is something that few customers buy, but they want black.
Yeah.
So we've got that back. We've got a lot of kits on the accessories which are already available in the showroom.
Okay.
And we're going to keep them going. You will see a lot of accessories excitement when the new cars come in.
Okay.
So right now, a lot of work is going on that. And maybe there'll be some interesting announcements when we get closer to the launch.
And my last question is, when is the petrol coming?
Oh, the petrol's been an exciting one for everybody. We've been, got a lot of inquiries from a lot of quarters. A lot of people are pushing us to get the petrol ASAP. Petrol, as you know, the new petrol in LHD is available in Middle East and some parts of the world right now. The new Y63 RHD is going to come into its new avatar soon, and we are studying. But we want to bring the latest version, if at all, and when we do, we should get the latest. The previous versions are available, but also we need to understand that today India is one of the highest emission standards.
Okay.
So we need to configure whatever we get to that standard.
Correct.
And then get it to the country. But yes, it's something that we are studying.
Also, guys, I tried my best to get the answer out of him, but he's completely given us the whole 360 on that. On that note, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And
Thanks
look forward to all the cars. And the guys, if you're planning to buy any mid-size SUV or anything which you can wait for the next 6 months or so, I would suggest you hold on to that check because Nissan is bringing in some exciting cars. So wait and just see what they're planning to launch. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to your viewers.